So one piece of good news is that we've designed the structure of this class to really force you to be successful from a learning standpoint. The required graded items for the class are exams, reading assignments, and quizzes. Exams happen 4 times throughout the semester and will cover multiple units. We want to provide you with as much flexibility as we can, so on exam days you'll have the option to take the exam in the morning, in the afternoon, or in the evening. Now, exam material is not explicitly cumulative, but many of the concepts, especially later in the course, do build on facts that you learned earlier in the course. So it's best to try to remember things. Exams are always given through Husky CT, and in order to take the exam, you'll need to download Lockdown Browser on your computer, and you'll also need to have a working webcam. I'm going to talk a little bit more later this week about the format of exams, and especially as we get closer to having our first exam in class at the end of the month. Quizzes also happen 4 times throughout the semester, and the quizzes precede the exams. The quizzes are there to help to prepare you for the exam because they're similar to exam questions in content and in style. Unlike the exams, the quizzes can be taken anytime within a 48-hour window of time. They're also deployed through Husky CT. They'll also require a Lockdown Browser and a webcam. And you can find the quizzes in the assignments area on Husky CT. Again, I'll talk a little bit more about the format of the quizzes later, and especially as we get closer to having our first quiz. The readings are assigned for each unit, and those are completed in Top Hat. Now, even though we assign the readings weekly, the reading assignments are only due before midterms and at the end of the term. You can access the reading assignments directly in Top Hat, or you can follow the link from the assignments area in Husky CT. The readings are intended to provide you with context and more in-depth explanations for things that we discuss in lecture. But really importantly, items from the reading are not explicitly tested unless they're also covered in class. So in other words, there's nothing that will be tested that's covered only in the book, unless we specifically tell you otherwise, which we're not planning to. Now, a typical reading assignment takes about 60 to 90 minutes to complete, and they're intended to help you keep up with lecture. They're also intended to improve your grade in the course because reading points are easy to get. Reading assignments are graded about 1/3 on effort and about 2/3 on correctness. That means to get full credit, you'll not only have to answer the questions, but you'll have to answer them correctly. That said, most people typically have a really high reading score. Participation in the course is optional. So during our live scheduled class meetings, I'll be making some supplemental diagrams and hopefully answering a lot of questions from all of you about the pre-recorded lecture material. In order to make this time effective, it's important for you to actually watch the recorded lectures ahead of those class meetings, ahead of time. During the live classes, I'll also use Top Hat to ask polling questions that will help to earn you participation points. In the event that you can't attend the live lecture, you'll be able to answer these questions on Top Hat. They're organized by lecture day, anytime between 1:30 p.m. and 11:59 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Now, I said this in my email, but it's really going to be the live classes that make this feel like an actual class. And so I would highly recommend attending and asking questions so that I can help you to learn this material. That's the reason why we're incentivizing participation. However, participating can also boost your grade. If you answer more than 80% of the participation questions that we ask, then you'll be eligible to take a bonus assignment at the end of the semester, and we'll average that grade on that assignment with your lowest exam score. Now, in the event that you have really high exam scores and wouldn't benefit from averaging, then I'll add 10 points at a minimum to your lowest exam grade. So that's a pretty big benefit, and I highly suggest that you attend the live classes and make sure that you take advantage of those participation points.